And we're live. Hi, everybody. Hi, how you doing? I thought we'd get you a cute angle today, as I have some really cool stuff to chat with you guys about. There's a big question that's been going on. I've been holding seminars for real estate agents about the home ownership strategy process and understanding when is the right time to purchase a home. So before that, I want to make an announcement. Align Mortgage of California, where I'm a branch manager, NMLS 155010. Is going to be looking to help veteran families this holiday season. So if you know a veteran family that's in need, it could be someone that's deployed, it could be anything, but just a veteran family. They may not even be in the service anymore. If there's a veteran family that you are aware of that is struggling this holiday season for whatever reason, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's Christmas, whether it's toys, whether it's getting a Christmas tree, whether it's making a car payment, I don't care what it is. There's a link that I'm going to post below. I would love for you to make them aware of it, because we're going to try to help as many veteran families as we possibly can. I don't know if we'll be able to help everyone or not, but we are going to try. We are going to try. So let us know if you need help. If you know someone who does need help, make them aware of this. Don't fill this form out for people. I don't want to call someone and then have them be like, what is this about? But if you know someone in need, share this with them. If you yourself have a need, and I don't care what it is, it could be financial, it could be support, it could be, hey, I just need someone to watch my kids, whatever it is, let us know what it is, the help that you need. If you're a veteran family here in San Diego this holiday season, we want to try to help you with what your needs are specifically. We're not going to go and donate money to the big charities. Nothing against big charities. Thank you for all the work you do. But we want to get insanely specific about helping people with their specific needs during the holiday season to try to ease the burden that typically comes with this time of year, as people have to shell out more money for traveling, for presents and things like that. And that sucks, but it's the holiday season. We're supposed to be happy. And if you have to shell out this money and you don't have it, that especially sucks. So we want to try to remove some of those burdens from some veteran families. Align Mortgage of California is going to be behind you 100%. So I'll be putting a link below. It may be above, depending upon where you're watching this, but throughout the month of December, we are going to be, and this whole week, the final week of November, we're going to be trying to look for veteran families who have specific needs that we can help with. And if you could share this, we'd really, really appreciate it. Be specific when you're putting the information into this form. And like I said, we probably won't be able to help everyone, but we are going to try. And we would like the opportunity to try, so please let us know. And if you want to help someone, if you're on the other side and you go, you know what, I'm doing great, but I would love to help a military family. I'd love to help a veteran family. And you want to be on the other side. You want to be on the giving side of this equation. Then also, please reach out and let us know that you would like to be a giver in this situation. And we'll try to help you help us participate in this project. Okay, so please share this video. Homeownership Strategy. This is probably, I forgot to show the website. So the link is going to take you to the website. So this is what it looks like once it comes up. So when you get to here, boom, you know you're in the right place. This is the right place when you get the link. If you click on a link and it goes anywhere other than what looks like this right here, I know you're saying, where are your glasses, sir? It's an old picture, leave me alone. No, I have a new picture. I'll update the site, don't worry. But Homeownership Strategy. Okay, now we can jump into it. So when is the right time to buy a home? This is a segment I wanted to do by myself because I don't want there to be any potential bias in the room. I want you to understand that ultimately it should be everyone's goal to own their own home. Why? Here's the stats. The reality is that if you own your own home, the chances of you retiring, and I should say retiring comfortably, increase dramatically. Now, both of my parents retired in the last few years. Both of them have homes that they own free and clear. If you look at the statistics about how many people age 65 plus now, it's getting over 30%, 65 plus have mortgage payments. It means they haven't paid off their home yet. They don't actually own it. They're still paying the bank off. That is causing more people to have to work longer. So if you want to retire with ease, you have to own a home free and clear. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to fall into this idea that you should always buy a house no matter where you are, no matter what's happening in your life. If you can buy a house, you should buy a house. That is wrong, incorrect. The correct reality, was that too loud? I think my sound man just gave me a notice. Oh, we're over here. There we go. That's what that point was about. We're trying to see how cool it is when you have no guests. Hi, how you doing? Thanks for coming. So when you are looking at buying a home, there are going to be a lot of people who tell you that you should purchase a home if you can. Here's the steps that you actually need to take. This is the checklist that you're going to actually want to go down. Right now, for a lot of homeowners, there's great opportunities to refinance. Take advantage of those if they're available to you. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about purchasing right now. So purchasing is different because this is a long-term decision. You can win the real estate game if you allow time to be on your side. Now, time is only on your side if you can allow it. So how do you know? The first step and the first thing that you have to do is identify what is your time frame to be in the area in which you're living. So if you can chart out at least 5 years to be in the area. I know a lot of people who I talk to that are renters are like, oh, we love our area. I'll never leave Scripps Ranch. Then you need to have a homeownership strategy in place. So timing in the area is the first thing. If you're unsure, if you just moved to San Diego and you're unsure and you don't have a good friend or someone to really give you show you the ropes really quickly, you should probably rent for a year or two. Now, when it comes to renting, so we're talking about the timeline, when do you decide? How do you know when it makes sense to buy? When you're renting, it's okay to rent. It's okay to rent. I'm not going to be one of these people who tries to make you feel bad about renting, because the truth is it's okay, but you had better have a purpose for it. There had better be a reason. That reason is, I'm not sure where I want to live yet. I'm testing out San Diego. I'm going to rent a place in OB, and then I'm going to rent a place in Oceanside, then I'm going to rent a place in Vista, and I'm going to try some different places out. So that's why I'm going to rent until I figure out where I want to be. That's okay. If you are renting, it's okay, but there better be a good reason, and two things. There better be a good reason, and you better be saving money. And what I mean saving money is you need to rent beneath your means significantly. As long as you do that, it's okay, and I'll tell you why. Because the truth is, if you are renting beneath your means, and you are able to take money every month and save it towards the down payment on your home, your future home that you're going to purchase, then you are effectively paying into your future equity. It's not as bad. See, when you're paying rent and you're just renting and you're just putting money into rent, you're not making any of that equity. You're not helping yourself own a home down the road. If you are paying rent, let's say you're paying $2,000 a month, but you really could pay $3,000 a month. If you're taking that $1,000 and blowing it, then I need my soundboard. That's what I'm missing right now. That's not what you want to be doing. That's a mistake. If you take that $1,000 and you put it in the savings account, where you are going to eventually buy a house from as down payment, then you are effectively paying into your home. So you're not just renting. You're paying into your equity as if you were owning a home. You see that? It's a big difference maker. So if you're renting, it's okay. Two criteria. There better be a good reason, and you better be saving money. As long as you're doing those two things, it's okay. Now, when you do identify, this is where I want to be, now I know where I want to live for a long period of time. That's when you need to have a down payment in place, and hopefully you've been saving that money, right? So you have your down payment. You have your down payment. You know where you want to be for a long period of time. Now you're ready to purchase. Now you're ready to take a look at the market, see what's available, and start making long-term decisions. Do not ever buy a home entrance strategy without an exit strategy. What happens if I'm in the military? What happens if I get PCS somewhere else? Okay, you need to have an exit strategy. What am I going to do? Am I going to rent this place? Am I going to sell it? How am I going to make sure that whenever I exit this home or whenever I exit this investment, it makes sense for me? You need to have that in place. What if my family grows? I'm buying a condo because that's what I can afford. I've been single for 10 years, but boom, all of a sudden I meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. Now we're getting married, we're talking about kids. Okay, what is your exit strategy? So you have to have an entrance strategy. You have to have an exit strategy, always. Now, if you know where you want to live, you've identified the area, you have the down payment, and you feel confident about the longevity of your needs in a home, then it absolutely makes sense to buy. People will ask, well, is the market good? Is the market bad? Should you try to time the market? Answer is no. Trying to time the market will just cost you money. It's cost me money. It's cost me a bunch of money. I'm not telling you this because of any other reason than it has cost me money, for sure. Timing the market is hard. You defeat timing the market with time in the market. Pick any period, any 20-year period, any 10-year period in the past, and go and look what happened to real estate values during that period. Even from the absolute peak before the collapse in 2008, look at where we are now, exactly 10 years later, and look at where prices are. And that was a global economic collapse that was caused by real estate. So 10 years, that's why I'm saying if you have a 10-year outlook, you are going to be golden. Now, you need at least a 5-year outlook to consider it. At least a 5-year outlook. If you don't know what you're going to be doing in 2 years, then maybe owning a home isn't for you. Unless you have the exit strategy. Hey, I'm going to buy this place and live in it. And then, hey, a couple years later, you know what? It's going to be my rental. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to buy another place. And then that one's going to be another rental for me. And then I'm going to go and buy another place. That's a perfectly good home ownership strategy. Now, how do you strategize this? So if you are in a situation where you have the down payment figured out, you need to also think about reserves. So when you buy a house, if you need $20,000 to put down on buying the house, you're also going to need to make sure that you have a reserve beyond that, because things can happen with a home, things can happen in life. You want to make sure that you're not buying a house and then putting yourself into a situation where you have to eat ramen noodles every night. That also doesn't make sense. However, real estate, and especially for our veterans out there, sorry about that, Robert, we got it fixed. Hopefully you can hear us now. For anyone who's eligible for a VA loan, anyone who can purchase a home 100% financed with no mortgage insurance, a small funding fee, which can even be waived depending upon certain disabilities and whatnot, it's a lot easier to buy a house. You don't have to go through the process that a lot of people do of saving up money. We see a lot of veterans buying homes with VA loans and paying $1,000 at the end, at escrow. There are a lot of things in there, a lot of situations in there where veterans are able to buy homes and pay very little money, if anything. So you have to be a little bit more tactful about the decision. You don't have to have this big saving period. It's easier to transact. It's like the swipe versus getting out the cash and counting it. A little bit easier. So you just need to be a little bit more careful. You need to make sure that this decision makes sense for you and your family long term. So when it ultimately comes down to creating a homeownership strategy, there's 3 main things you need to think about. You need to think about how long am I going to be in this location? How long, what's the longevity of this location for me? Number 2, what's the longevity of this property for me? And number 3, do I have an exit strategy regardless of either one of those things? Break down. If my longevity in this area changes, all of a sudden it's crime ridden and I don't like it anymore, or I get a crazy neighbor and I want out, do I have an exit strategy for that? If the property itself, the longevity of the square footage and the number of bedrooms and bathrooms and those types of things, if that changes for you, your family grows or whatever it may be, maybe it's downsizing, maybe your kids grow up and they move on. If they're close to that age, you have to plan for that. So if the property itself no longer works for you in just a year or 2, then what are you going to do? You got to have an exit strategy for that. So it's all about location and the property. Do those work for you long term? And then do you have an exit strategy in case things change? In case you're in the military and you get PCS'd, in case there's a divorce, whatever. I mean, we don't want to forecast that, but if something happens, what are you going to be able to do? What is your plan? If you have a homeownership strategy in place, then you already know what you're going to do. You've already thought about it. You don't own the home and then look and go, oh, how much can we rent it for? Can we rent it for what the payment is? No. You do that research up front. You do that research before you purchase, so you know clearly what your exit strategy looks like. If you would like to create a homeownership strategy, or you know someone who would, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my information here in this post and below in the comments as well. Happy to help you develop a homeownership strategy that makes sense for you and your family, or for you and your clients if you're an agent and you're watching this. We want to make sure that everyone makes a smart, informed decision when they buy a piece of the most amazing country and the most amazing city and the most amazing country in the world. So just to recap, we are doing helpful holidays for veterans and their families. If anyone knows a veteran family or an active duty family that's in need this holiday season, could be simple things, could be huge things, could be making a mortgage payment, could be making a car payment, it could be putting presents under the tree, it could be getting a tree in the first place. Whatever it may be, if you know a veteran or active duty military family that is in need, Line Mortgage of California is trying to help as many people as we possibly can. I'll be posting that link below. Please don't fill it out for someone else, but you can certainly share the link to someone else. And if you want to be on the giving side of that, if you want to join us in helping to give to that, you can also reach out to us there, and we'll put you on our side of that thing as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Just wanted to jump in before the Thanksgiving holiday and say I'm thankful for all of you. It means a lot to me, everyone who watches this show and who gives us their feedback, both good and bad. You know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. We love it all. You guys have an amazing Thanksgiving week, and we'll see you soon.